Hello, Geeksters, and welcome to RPGeeks. My name is Josh, and today we're playing Fantasy Flight game Star Wars RPG in our campaign titled Jedi Civil War. And today we are bringing you Session 3. Go ahead and check out our Facebook page and Twitter at RPGeeks, and for more information, rpgeeks.com, and our YouTube channel, youtube.com/rpgeeksproductions, for our other videos. Now, here's your Galaxy Master, Dan.
Thank you very much, Josh. Here is Session 3 of the Jedi Civil War campaign. Quick introduction for everyone. We have Greg playing J.R. Dune, the human Jedi Consular. We have Colin playing Kamatz, the Togruta Sentinel. We have Josh playing Baron Tem, the Keldor Guardian. We have Jack playing Kalar Fen, the Human Seeker, and Dennis playing Magnus Cronus, the Mirialan Seeker. And now for the intro crawl. All right, let's go. Imagine the text going up the screen here as I read this off for you. All right. 1 year has passed since the Sovereign Uprising. The Jedi have been exiled from Coruscant and driven out to the farthest reaches of the galaxy, while the Sovereign have begun their campaign to consolidate power under their new government. On the planet Devaron, a small group of Padawans and Masters witnessed the crash landing of Nikanis Tasu, their first contact with another Jedi after the Sovereign takeover began. Wounded from his crash, he was quickly taken to the temple to recover from his injuries. What news does he bring? After all, the turmoil throughout the rest of the galaxy must surely one day come to their small corner. And now we begin. Just a little recap from the last session. Again, you guys witnessed the crash landing, got Nikanis out of the broken ship, and brought him to the temple where you currently are, the Temple of Edith on the planet Devaron.
Cool.
All right. Let's start off, actually, before we go any further. I've undone or I've cleared out the Destiny pool. So let's all roll our Destiny. You all should have your character sheets in the journal tab of the of Roll20. Starting off, we have great 2 dark side points. It's wonderful.
Come on, Jay.
All right, you know what?
3 dark.
3 dark.
You're one to
2
talk.
chances left.
Okay.
That didn't go through, Kaylor.
You can also click on.
You want to just hit the little button at the lower that his.
Yeah, under the dice pool, there's the Destiny pool, and you can see the Destiny.
Oh, what's that noise? Train?
2 black points.
Oh,
2 black!
1 more.
You're
Alright.
so excited.
We have
That's
one
a
chance.
sad bag, Magnus, not a force.
Yeah. You can press the roll Destiny button under the Destiny pool.
Wait a minute.
Oh, this is
wrong.
painful.
Come on! Yes!
Hey, there
This is the light of our darkness.
Alright.
It's really down time right now.
Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 dark side points and 2 light side points. Let me adjust this a little bit because a couple of you rolled just the force die, not the actual Destiny.
Dan, it's 5 dark pips.
Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, you're right, 5. I misspoke.
Yep.
I got a lot to work with in this session. This is gonna be fun.
Yeah, you do. Yep.
Okay.
There we go. Synced up.
Synced up. Destiny pool's all good now. So again, y'all are coming out of the forest with Nikanis Tasu wounded in tow, he has barely been able to say much of anything other than that he barely escaped from the Sovereign, from a mission that he was on, assigned to him from Mace Windu, and basically to warn you guys that they are coming.
I'm going to be feeling proud that I called this and that I made all those meetings that no one came to.
So you're just looking at the others like, man,
yeah,
we could have had battlements, we could have had trenches, we could have had supplies.
Nope.
I take a sip of my drink and I say, well, get on with it. What are we doing?
We should probably get out of here.
All right.
If it's not already done, then I'll use my healing ability on the guy.
There you go.
Yeah, that'll definitely be useful. So roll your force check.
We didn't do that last time.
I'm not sure if we did it last time. Did we do it last time?
He was the last to appear.
You were last to appear because you were camping in the forest for most of the session, so you didn't appear until the very end. They had done a regular heal check on him, but none of them have the heal force power, so you would be the best to work with that.
What am I rolling here?
You have force rating 2, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so for the force power heal, you can roll your force rating, so 2 force die, and then you can activate. Do you know how much you have in that force power, or do you just have the basic ability?
Let me check. Let's see.
From what I have, you have the base ability plus the ability to heal strain as well. But let me know if that's incorrect.
Correct.
Okay, so that's what you have. So you can use the ability to basically heal his wounds down. And since you don't have any time constraints, you can kind of use this however many times you need. So I'm just basically, as long as you get some sort of light side pip, I'm just going to count it as you healed him fully, besides any critical injuries that he might have, because he was pretty badly damaged.
And, okay, let's see. So, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit out of it. What dice do I roll?
So in the dice pool, there's in the middle of it, there's a little pentagon with the white circle in it. That's the force die. And then you notch that up to 2, and then you just hit the D20 symbol.
Cool.
All right, so yeah, you're bringing in your connection to the force. You're pretty balanced in this, but you pull from the light side to heal his wounds, and he's doing a lot better. He's stabilized, definitely. He still has a few critical injuries that prevent him from doing anything strenuous, but he is at least stable and alive.
Mm-hmm.
And he can talk with you all now, because I believe when we left off, he had pretty much passed out. So while everyone's in the temple, and Calorfen does his force healing on Nakanis Tasu. And is there anything else? I think, Josh, you said that Baron is just kind of standing there feeling proud. Is there anything else that anyone is doing at this time while Calorfen is healing?
No. I'll go meditate.
Yeah. All right, moving on then. Nakanis wakes up. He wakes back up, and...
Are you sure you don't want to form a meeting?
No, we'd all leave.
Basically, yeah. If I go, all right, meeting guys, everyone's gonna just walk away. I've learned my lesson.
So that's why you don't say meeting. You just start.
Exactly. Yeah, I just started. All right, everybody, we need to get the hell out of here.
Agreed.
Yep.
All right, what do we have to get out of here?
You do have a freighter that you came here in.
Okay.
I believe it has like one weapon on it. It's not like a big, combat heavy
Sure.
ship, but it is.
Yeah.
It definitely has enough space to take
Okay.
everyone who's currently at the temple to
Okay.
wherever you end up. And speaking
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
let me actually tell you everyone who is at the Temple of Edith currently. So it's you five: J.R. Dune, Kamatz, Barantam, Magnus Cronus, Kellerfen, Josh, your two friends, Tommy Harbone and Alana, are also with you. And then you have two masters, Pablo Gil, who is Kellerfen's master, and then Sora Bulk, who is Nolano's master. Those are the only two masters that are currently present. And they've pretty much been, tasked themselves with looking over you and trying to, watch over your progress as Padawans in any semblance of normalcy there can possibly be after what happened a year ago.
Okay. Well, I'm happy that it has engines.
Yes.
So if everyone wants to, we can just pile in there and leave.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be a.
Is anyone against this plan?
Gather our shit and go.
Nope.
Okay. We're gonna do that, Dan. We're gonna gather everything up. The guys, since the guy can do stuff, we're gonna go.
All right.
However, while everyone's packing up, I nobly will be meditating on where we should go.
Okay. So you, nice. Everyone's doing everyone's gathering all their supplies they have into the freighter. You notice Sora Bulk and Pablo Gil are kind of reminiscing over, not quite sure if we should leave quite just yet. We've kind of made this place our home, but if that's what you think we should do, then we can definitely go that route. Neither of them are very what's the word? Neither of them are very anchored in any way. I mean, Jack, from your experience with Pablo Gil, he's been very kind of go with the flow, air elemental, wherever the force takes them. And Sora Bulk is similar in manner to that, where they'll take lead when necessary, but right now it's just kind of going with wherever the force takes them. In the meantime, so everyone's packing up. In the meantime, Josh, I want you to make... are you going to actually use your force ability, or...
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll definitely let the force lead us to where we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Take me to a good place that's got a soaker tub. I don't know. All right. Let's see here. So just use the force. I just got to roll force.
Yeah,
Okay.
just roll your force die. See if you get a light side point.
Go!
There you go. 2 light side points. You can use it without any penalties.
Yeah, totally.
Hi, Megan.
Oh, this is the wrong... Oh my god, I was looking at the wrong ability. It's like, that does not look right. I was looking at battle meditation.
Yeah, that always
Let's
comes up
see.
as the default for some reason.
All right, cool. So I guess there's 2 then, because for every force point, there's information given.
Yeah. So let me see this again.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna be meditating and searching for where in the galaxy we should go.
This
to
is
be safe.
4C, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where do I see us going?
All right. Let's see here. You see. I'm gonna use a destiny. I'm gonna use a dark side point just to start
No.
evening things up for you. in your meditation, you're trying to specifically think, I need to find out what's the next best place we can go to be safe. Your mind gets a little bit clouded though. And you get the feeling that you distinctly remember from years ago in your childhood, when you never really had any control over your visions. They just kind of appeared whenever they wanted and showed you whatever there was to see. And you do not... You feel being taken. You do not get taken to any sort of planet or specific place, but you sense a ship. You sense the ship. You see the helm of a ship. A few humans standing here and there. A couple other aliens that you've seen before. The species you've seen before. But your vision kind of goes forward a little bit and then turns, and you see the face of the pilot of the ship. What you see before you is nothing that you have ever seen before. It looks humanoid, but its eyes are glazed white. Its eyes are enlarged, almost like the Duros. But more than just the creepy appearance, you see into its mind a little bit. And you sense a corruption, and you sense purpose in this being's mind. You've never encountered anything quite like this before. And the being, although its eyes are open, you get the sense that its eyes are always open. Its eyes are never closed. But it looks at you. There's no pupil, there's no way to specifically determine where its gaze falls, but you sense it looking at you, Barntem. And that's when the vision stops abruptly. And you find yourself breathing heavily. You get knocked out of your meditation, you're breathing heavily. Your heart rate is rocketed. You feel like you should be running for your life, but you use your meditative abilities to calm down a bit, and you go back into meditation. And I'll give you the force vision as a bonus to an astrogation check if you want later on. Does that sound good to you for going where trying to figure out where to go?
I guess it still doesn't give me a destination for where we need to go.
Yeah, let me figure this out for a quick second here. Okay, I guess for your next vision, we'll do the actual finding where to go. Are you looking for? You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific. You can't just say, where am I going to be in a week? You gotta give the vision a sense of purpose. So you're looking for a place where you'll be safe.
Right. From the Sovereign.
Right. Does this mean that you're looking for a place that's abandoned? Because there are plenty of places. You see planets appearing before you that have absolutely no civilization. One goes after another. It's like you're traveling through space. This planet has no life at all. This planet has life, but it's only, non-sentient. This planet has a small number of sentient creatures. You're kind of like you have a rush of information coming at you. So,
where do you guys want to go? Where would we have talked about going to next?
I don't know if we had a formal plan.
Well, we could say we did. We could say we did, right? Like we had a brief conversation.
I think, Josh, we can say you did.
Okay, yes. All right, that's fine.
I'll just kind of point towards the stars. And be
Just
like,
anywhere. Okay. All right.
that's the way we go.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. All right. Where he pointed in the sky, I'm gonna follow it in my meditation. And what's the
Okay.
first planet I come across?
Okay, let's see here. You guys are currently on. Currently on Devaron in the colonies.
Work out the where it is spatially and what rotation it's on, and we can figure out where he pointed to.
Let's see here.
Without any actual bearings whatsoever.
Nope, none at all. What's that? Okay, so he points, and you guide your mind along the direction that he pointed in, and the first planet that you come to is Quartzite.
All right, what do I know about this planet?
Roll me a knowledge outer rim. 2 difficulty.
Where's my outer rim? There it is. 2 difficulty.
Yep.
2. Go away. Roll.
All right.
Success.
You know that. So this is the planet where it has a really high atmospheric pressure. So the surface of the planet itself is actually uninhabitable, but there are crystalline caverns below the surface that are capable of supporting life, and there are sentient creatures that live there.
Okay.
As far as you know, it is along a major hyperspace route. So there would be a fair amount of... Actually, no, never mind. I got that wrong. It isn't along any major hyperspace route. So there wouldn't be a lot of traffic that stops there kind of along the way. It's a little bit isolated.
What was the name of that again?
Quartzite. Quarzite.
Oh, totally spelled that
I'll
wrong.
say it sounds like that's where the force is leading us.
Yeah, I'll come out of my meditation and inform the guys that that the force has led me to this planet, and
Or did you lead the force to that planet too?
I did. I might have led the force to the planet too. I know very little about it. Does anyone else know anything about it? Is there any installations we could go to?
I mean,
maybe more temples.
You have like data pads and such that you'd be able to look up specific information.
Okay.
If you're looking for more info on the planet, but you get the sense that since this is not really on any hyperspace routes, it would have most sources would just have very basic info, like stats and stuff that maybe it wouldn't be quite the best for your for what you're looking to find out.
No one else would know.
Well, I mean, if you mention Quartzite, anyone else can.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm telling everybody.
I'll let anyone else who wants to roll for knowledge. Yeah, knowledge. I'll stick it with knowledge outer rim. Technically, it's in the inner rim, but it's definitely not core. So I'll stick with outer rim knowledge on this.
Anyone else want to?
I don't think I have outer rim knowledge.
No. Kamats?
Nope.
Damn.
Pretty much the only one else who might have any info is J.R. Dune, because he just has a high intelligence score. So.
I have removal of setback basically from all knowledge checks.
All right.
So
I'll still try a knowledge check because I'm a survivalist.
Okay.
Give it a 2 difficulty knowledge outer rim.
Let's do it, Jack.
Difficulty are the purples.
Yeah, correct.
Ooh, force was in there, but I guess you can ignore that.
Yeah, you can ignore the force points on that. If you click
Success.
the...
Never thought you'd hear that before.
Yeah, right.
You can ignore the force.
Ignore the force.
So yeah,
the force you're looking for is not here.
You get pretty much the same info that Baron had. Where
So do we all want to go to a planet that's barren, that doesn't have a building on it?
It does have structures, but they are not on the surface. Everything is basically, in order to get there, you have to dock at a space station that has a space elevator that goes straight through the surface into the cities below the surface.
I'm not liking this idea. Yeah, I'm not liking this idea.
All right.
No one has any idea about what the intelligent creatures on this planet are like, do they?
I'd give a little bit more info to Jack because he got the extra success. Basically, they are during the Clone Wars. You remember it was ruled by a tyrannical Belugan, and there were many civil wars on the planet between the Belugan and the Cage Warriors, who were a different race, also sentient, obviously. And there was basically, a fight of the tyrannical ruler versus the kind of the underdogs who had guerrilla warfare, basically.
Yeah.
So that's what Calor Fen recalls from his knowledge of the planet.
Yeah, I'm not keen on heading straight into tyrannical dictator land.
Yeah, me neither. That's not really the answer I was looking for. So,
yeah.
I don't know about the force this time.
Pick a new
I don't know.
place.
That's where the force is pointing us. That's probably where we should go.
Shit. I don't know. Anybody else have an idea?
Anything but this.
Yeah, Josh, if you wanna go back into your
I'll point to the star to the left.
Yeah, I'd be willing to consider the same check that you got. Just like this was
okay.
You came out
right,
and you went back right in to look a little bit.
All right, I'm figuring this out. We got a plan.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's focus in trying to find another Jedi temple.
Another Jedi temple. Okay.
That like an Outer Rim forgotten Jedi temple.
Right. Okay.
Actually, I have something that might be able to help with that.
Are you gonna pipe up and say something, or?
Yeah, I just said I have something that might help.
What is that?
And I pull out the holocron.
He's just had it in his robes the entire time.
Yes, I'm not just gonna leave that thing in my room.
Unattended. What does it know?
Pretty much all of the lore of the Jedi.
What have you been waiting for? Use it.
You hadn't asked.
I didn't ask because you never told me you had it.
You saw me with it.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
That sounds like an assumption.
Yeah.
I start swirling my drink.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I don't think so.
So I'll just open it, I guess.
All right, give me a force check.
Alrighty. No, and it's
Dark
opposite
side,
direction.
dark side.
Yeah, it happened before. Let's see if it works.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, there we go.
Jeez.
So you managed to tap into the light side, and everyone watches, including Nakanis Tasu's kind of stayed silent for this entire time, conspicuously. Everyone's kind of amazed as he pulls this out, starts meditating on the force. The holocron rises out of his hand, and the corners turn, and pieces start separating and turning, and all of a sudden you see a picture of a purple humanoid who He has kind of like a flat face that is a little bit more it protrudes a little bit further out, and he has no nose, and his front teeth go
Like a horse?
all the way down. Yeah, a little bit horse-like actually, not bad. And this is the figure that you see before you project it from the holocron. I am Odan Ur. What do you seek?
We seek
The Grail.
Essentially.
God damn it. We seek a Jedi temple in the Outer Rim.
Jedi Temple of the Outer Rim. There were many in my time. Many of them have gone since then. Are you looking for something that the Jedi currently use?
No.
All right. He starts thinking. So, Greg, roll me a knowledge lore.
I had a feeling.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is gonna be for a Jedi temple that is abandoned. This is gonna be 4 difficulty, but with the holocron you get 2 boost dice.
Alrighty. Come on. We need a new temple.
Nice.
Oh, yes.
God damn!
Wow.
Nice. All right.
I am the lore master, keeper of the lore.
God damn.
Indeed you are.
All right.
I speak for the lore.
Yeah, right.
So it doesn't take long before he speaks up. Let me see where I'm gonna put y'all.
Where you gonna put y'all? Y'all.
Ooh, that would be fun.
I feel like trekking through the swamps of Dagobah.
Oh, come on. Stop doing that to me.
Sounds like a summer vacation.
Yeah. Deflect tentacle. Or, excuse me.
Sure.
Parry.
Okay. So Odan Ur, you see him like bow his head a little bit as the holocron searches through its library of information, and he pretty much randomly picks one out of his collection of knowledge. Odan Ur believes the Jedi Temple on Andelm 4, which was previously busy during Odan Ur's time, is now abandoned fully. And you see a map shows up that shows the placement of Andelm 4.
So, does that help?
Yeah, let's go there.
Namaste.
Okay?
Let's wrap it up. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
I thank him and deactivate the
Okay.
Nice.
the holocron and slip it back into my robes.
All right. Nikanis speaks up. So you'll be leaving the Jedi Temple here then? Is that the plan?
Well, they know that we're here. We don't
thought
want to
we
be
were-
here when they get here.
True. I mean, they're not exactly hostile to everyone, but it would be better for any Jedi if they were off planet when the Salvan arrive.
That's the plan.
You see, let's see here. Sora Bulk comes in from another room, and he pipes up. Looks like there's something coming in the HoloNet. You remember that the HoloNet had been disabled by the Sovereign earlier. So anything that would be coming through, like the general HoloNet lines, is kind of rare now. I mean, you basically haven't seen that active at all, except for a few transmissions that were basically limited to the planet only.
Well, I guess we'll check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sora tells you it looks like a Sovereign transmission coming through.
Someone else hit play. I don't want to do it.
Click.
All right. The HoloNet terminal lights up. You see the screen lights up, and you see a human on the screen who is kind of he's just kind of like standing with an official purpose. You came in the middle of his speech, basically telling. You get the feeling that it's a standard recording, and the recording is this man recruiting for the Sovereign. He asks for volunteers for their piloting program, as well as volunteers to fight the war that is still going on against the Separatists, and talking about some of the great respect that you can get, throwing down any differences and working together to better the galaxy. It seems like a pretty standard recruitment, but there is a little bit near the end that you catch. And he specifically calls out if there are any Jedi who wish to throw down their connections to the old religion, they are welcome and have a special place among the Sovereign. And that is pretty much the entirety of the recording. Just kind of keeps on going on repeat after that.
Is there a reply?
You get this during the speech. He says specifically that the Sovereign are on the way to this planet. Like it isn't just a recording for the entire galaxy, but like a shorter range transmission. Like, we're on our way to your planet. They never actually say Devaron. It's just a standard recording, but it is specifically like, we will be coming to your planet next, and we hope that we can throw down any differences and work together to better the galaxy.
We're opening a new location near you.
Basically, yeah.
Can I do a computer's check to track back the signal to try and send a reply?
Sure. Do you want to just track it? Or do you actually want to send a reply?
Ooh, we may not want to send a reply.
I'm gonna try. I want to see if I can do it first.
Okay.
I want to see if I can get in.
Yeah.
To
how
the
many
point where
ranks of computers do you have?
I have 2.
Okay, no problem. Roll me a 2 difficulty.
So if I click this skill check thing, is it gonna?
It'll roll the skill that it's assigned to.
So how do I add the difficulty?
So if you go up to dice pool near the top,
okay,
you can add, or yeah. The alternative is I can just always add the difficulty for everyone because I have access to my own dice pool that is across everyone's. Wow.
That might make things easier.
Yeah.
So I can just tell you it's 2 difficulty, but I'll just assign it myself. That's easy. Okay. So you're doing your computer's check. You can't seem to get any metadata or anything like that as to where it's from or how to get into the system. But you have 2 advantage. I'll let you come up with something if you can think of an advantage. Otherwise, I can come up with something for you. Is there something else you want to gain from this that wasn't your original?
Find out how far they are.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at.
Perfect.
See if there's a.
Yeah, so
or something.
You don't get access to like any
that or
source
Anakin's
systems,
search history.
But yeah.
Yeah.
You get the idea that they are about 2 days travel away.
Oh.
Well,
Okay.
the distance that you see in like the message from or in the message's data, the distance is like a normal 2-day travel time at like standard galactic speed, which is pretty high. Like most ships don't have standard galactic speed hyperspace engines, but obviously since they're the sovereign, they'll definitely
Then why do
have
they
something.
call it standard?
Because it's the galactic standard.
I mean, he's got you there.
Everyone works off the standard. That's why.
That's just a joke. If it's
okay,
standard, but not most people have it.
All right, so we have 2 days basically to get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're pretty much packed up already. Yeah.
I'm wearing all my possessions.
It doesn't take long for you guys to get everything that you have into a freighter.
We should also like
exactly.
sound the alarm so like the locals know. Like let them know.
I'm assuming
that
you got
these
the
schools
message
are, like,
though, right?
Yeah, you can. Maybe not people in like smaller towns, but at
Sure.
least in the capital and most of the larger cities on the planet would have definitely gotten this.
Guys,
And probably, information would get relayed to anyone else on the planet.
fair. Now Burin is guilty about leaving.
I don't think that.
I'm
I'm not too worried about it because I don't think that the Jedi are going to do anything to anybody here.
Yeah, I hope not.
So, I mean,
These
they're-
are fascist Jedi, though. You don't know that.
No, these are the sovereign.
I think that they'd be
Um,
more likely to just come after us, and we will just follow the Force.
You know what? Let's answer the
Go
question
left.
fully, Dan.
Yeah.
Because we've been here for a while,
Yeah, you've been here for a year.
and we've heard news and stuff. So how does a sovereign handle local settlements and stuff?
From what you can tell, they, from what you've heard, they don't. Let me see the best way to do this. Yeah, they
Okay.
don't. They're not too like ham-fisted with their policies, but you remember that they aren't branching out in like a regular circle. They have like these arms that are going further out into the galaxy instead of expanding everywhere. From what you can tell, the fact that they'd come out to Devaron probably implies that this is along some sort of route that they want. And because of that, there's probably going to be a heavier sovereign presence on the planet. Normally,
But they're not going to like.
they're not the kind. At least not that it's happened yet. But from what you've heard, they're not the kind who would like land on a planet, completely ruin it, like strip it of its resources, and then enslave the entire population. They're a little bit more of like, they work alongside the local populace. But you have heard that they are pretty brutal against planets that resist their power.
Okay.
So they're
All right,
kind of
guys.
have you heard the good news kind of people.
Yeah,
Right.
kind of like that. Mm-hmm.
So would you guys rather go to the nearby city and talk to the leadership there to figure out if they're against them or not?
I mean, if they were like
Do we
Or do
have
you guys
to
not
talk to
care?
the leadership to figure
anything
that
on a
out?
planetary level isn't something that we're going to be able to handle right
Right.
now.
How close have we been with like local leadership in terms of like settling the Jedi on this like for the last year?
You haven't
You know?
talked to them about like having an official like Jedi population on the planet. You have like you remember you guys talked to the local like the local leaders in the last session. They're perfectly fine with you being there, and they're in fact like happy to kind of provide a safe place for you in this past year. So you're on very good terms with the leaders.
See, now I feel like we owe them, you know?
I was actually going to say, I think Kamatsu would have a social hang-up about, like, the fact that we're leaving these people to basically, like, possibly die or get consumed by the Sovereign.
All right, I'm with you, Kamatsu. We're gonna. I'm with staying.
Okay.
I can't pilot a ship, so.
Mm-hmm.
I can.
Magnus, what did you say?
I say, yeah, I'm down with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You.
Kaler?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I guess the direction that the Force is going at this moment.
Okay. All right. Well.
Nilano speaks up and she says she's very proud of you for being thoughtful of the local populace. But you notice Tommy has been pretty much silent this entire time.
What is it, Tom?
Oh no! I think it's great that you want to stick around and talk to the populace, but I mean, the Sovereign are pretty powerful. If they see us here, what's going to happen?
I don't know yet, but we must do what is right.
Our fate is with the people of this planet.
He kind of scoffs a little bit, and Pablo Jill and Sorabulk both express their pride at the Padawans for deciding to stay and help the people.
All right.
For the people.
Mm-hmm.
So man, I guess let's go talk to whoever's in charge.
Right.
Indeed.
Who's good at talking?
Not me.
Nope.
You see.
Who's
What is
got
it on-
leadership?
Wait, yeah, I have leadership, but yeah, but
That's
isn't
what I
it a
mean.
different?
I guess you're elected.
Whoa! That doesn't mean I'm good at coercion and stuff. Whoa!
It's all in the presence.
How's
Right?
that charm going? How's that?
Yeah, charm. Yeah. No, man, they're both like 3.
That's not bad.
It's better than mine.
Yeah.
Ah, jeez.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Way better than mine.
I guess
If
I
you
am
want me to lie
elected.
to them, maybe, but
If you want me to fuck with their heads and make them see shit that's not really there, then sure, I'm great for it.
jeez.
Yeah,
All right.
someone cool.
I guess I'll go talk to him.
Okay.
FaceTime.
Attaboy, leader.
Yeah.
Nikanis
Yeah.
asks if he can join you when you're talking because he knows a little bit more about the Sovereign, having seen more of them recently.
Sure.
Okay.
Does everyone want to go? Because I had another idea. Is it possible for Kamatsu to use computers to find out how big the fleet is that's coming?
I'll tell you what.
I did have 2 advantage.
There you go.
You did have 2 advantage, which was used to figure out how.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It was.
How about this? I will let you take another computer's check. This time, let's see here. I'll give you 1 setback die because you've already been frustrated with the system. You don't quite know how to get into it, but you've got a few ideas. Like I'll just try a couple of tricks I have in my back pocket. So I'll let you make another computer's check. No, instead of a setback, it'll be a higher difficulty. That'll be it. So it'll be 3 difficulty for the computer's check.
Okay, 3 difficulty. Go ahead and roll Kamatsu. Everyone else shut up. Everyone else shut up.
Okay.
Oh shit! You're right. I did completely miss
Dang it!
I was gonna say before she rolled, I was gonna offer my valuable facts, but I guess not.
No facts.
No facts. All right.
There's some alternative facts.
Again, you have 2. I managed to completely miss your previous computer's check, but that works out for you. You have no idea how to get into whatever holonet array they've sent out. But you have 2 advantage you can spend on something else.
Can I get in to maybe see something about their why they're going in this direction?
Sure.
Or if there may be any like maps.
Let's see here.
If that's getting greedy.
Yeah. I think that's appropriate. I'm just not quite sure how I would rule it or how it would happen like organically in the story. But I'll give you you get the sense that the kind of direction that they're taking when you're looking at a map yourself, you get a sense that they're not just going along these major hyperspace lanes. Like, Devaron is close to a hyperspace lane, but it's not on one. So the fact that they're going out of their way to make a hyperspace lane through this point, you get the sense that it's kind of actually force related. Like, they're going here because it is a Jedi temple more than anything else.
So it seems to me that they've got some, connection where they're trying to make weird crop circle of planet, this, take over here, and it's going to make some crazy force shit happen, I bet. So, not to...
Greg, can you check the codex and see if there was a temple here?
Yeah.
Wait, we've been staying at the Jedi temple.
I mean, are they after, something from the Jedi temple? Is there something special about this one?
Well, you would know just out of hand that the Jedi temples largely are built in very special places. Like, they are built on... you could kind of say it's a ley line of force power. So the Jedi temples aren't just placed randomly wherever Jedi happen to meet. It's always a very meaningful place. And in the year that you've been here, you can definitely sense that this is maybe not like a powerful force location, but it does have a flow to it.
Okay. Well, I guess let's go talk to the leadership. Unless someone else wants to do something.
Indeed.
Can we track the flow?
Huh?
Where
Track
can we guess?
Hello.
Can we guess what's next? What?
Oh, like where they might go next?
I mean, that's going to be on a galactic scale, so you might be able to if you have a certain force power, which I believe I gave to everyone. Hint, hint.
I mean, there's sense, but it only does short range.
Zeke, I didn't
Someone
give to
else.
everyone.
Yeah,
I would say either Josh can make a 4C check, or people can try to make a sense check. Sense check would definitely be harder, because the sense would basically just be sensing the direction, whereas 4C would be able to sense like a destination sort of thing.
Okay, I'll just do it.
All right.
Nope, I'm not doing it.
Okay. You go into
I
meditation.
immediately come out of meditation and go, nope, I'm not doing it.
I'll attempt the sense check.
Okay.
Okay.
Josh, all you can see as you try to go into meditation is the
that dude with the white eyes.
You see that, but you also see your master being
oh no!
apprehended.
Coming out of it immediately. I'm not even looking.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
The image is burned in your head.
Yep.
Right. I ended up with a 1 white and 2 dark. So
yeah. So you can sense. You basically get the sense of the force around you, like in the temple, but it's not enough to sense any sort of direction that it might have.
Okay. I guess we figure out later if we really want to. Let's go prepare for them coming.
Great.
How hard is it to deflect a spaceship's blaster back at it? Can I reflect an orbital bombardment? Because if so, I'm ready.
Funnily
It's
enough,
kind of like in Fooly Cooly.
Yeah, exactly.
which unfortunately I still haven't seen.
Okay. All right.
But
Funny enough, that is something that Dan and I actually discussed.
we actually discussed
Okay.
this last night. Rules as written, it doesn't work that way. But because you do see it happen in various points in like shows and stuff, it would be extremely difficult, but I would allow it in certain cases.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Kamat's like said the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who all wants to go to the city then?
Yeah, you have Baron. Nakanis wants to come with because he knows a little bit more about the Sovereign.
Anyone else?
The two masters decide that they're going to stay at the temple.
Kamat's is definitely coming with.
Yes.
Kamats,
All right.
okay. Nolano and Tommy both expressed that they want to come with as well.
Oh, okay. I'll mess with Tommy a little bit, like, oh, so now you care.
He like gives you a look like, oh come on,
Yeah.
I always cared. Come on, what are you talk about, man? What are you...
As I'm peering into my drink, I shake my head and say, "This is just." I like it. This kind of banter is just bullshit. What kind of name is Jimmy? Johnny? What's the fuck his name? Tommy?
Tommy.
It's even better.
Jimmy Jammy.
It's a family name,
Johnny?
all right?
Oh, what kind of family? Like middle America? She just transcended, she's peering into her drink and she's like, had like a vision of
From the same place as Luke.
What is this America that you speak of? What planet is that?
Not from whatever backwater planet you're talking about, man. I'm from Core. I'm a Core citizen. All right, so you, it's gonna be your group that goes to town then. Okay.
Yep.
You can choose either to go to like one of the major cities that's about a day's travel, or you can go to like a closer town that has a it has like communication with the city. You've gone there before to talk with people in the city, so it's not like this is the first time that you've used it. But I'm giving you the choice if you want to talk to them in person or over comms.
Oh. Any opinions?
I'm fine with whatever.
Let's just do comms real quick.
All right. So you said that you head out to the closer town. They greet you. They're all pretty much all of them are happy to see you, and you go up to the comm station that they've let you use in the past, and you strike up a connection with the major city, and you get like through the operator to the government officials of the city. The first thing representative mentions, you must be calling about the communication that we received from the Sovereign. Is that correct?
We are.
All right. Well, I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about this, but currently our plan is to let them come and hear them out, and hopefully they don't want much from us.
And what if you don't like their answer?
Well, we talked with a few of the other cities on planet. We don't have much in the way of an outright military, but we do have a few fighting forces that might be able to hold out against them. Haven't heard much in the way of how other planets have done against the Sovereign, but if we're lucky, maybe they'll decide that whatever they're looking for isn't worth it and head out to another planet. And Canis just kind of shakes his head a little bit.
What's wrong?
You said it yourself. They're coming for the temple. There's no way that they would just up and go after a little bit of resistance.
All right, I'll talk to him again.
Okay.
I fear the Jedi might have endangered you by building a temple here. The Sovereign is definitely after this temple.
They're after the temple? That temple's been here for ages.
And it must have been rediscovered by the Sovereign.
Well, I mean, up until part of the way through the Clone Wars, there's always been a Jedi presence here. We've never been ashamed to have you here. I never thought that you would ever be any sort of burden on us.
We do not wish to be a burden on you. We, in fact, would like to help protect this planet, if you would allow us.
Okay. If it comes to that, then I would be glad to have you on our side. But again, hopefully the Sovereign won't want to take over power here or anything.
Who's very intelligent among us? Oh, I am. Okay.
Nice.
Nice humble brag there.
Nice. I did not mean that, by the way. I totally forgot. I was based on intelligence. Do I think that it would be better for us to be at that meeting or to not be at that meeting, based on the Sovereign reacting to us?
You get the knowledge that if you stand with the Devaronians against the Sovereign, that they will not. They would consider that expressly as like the planet is in revolt.
An act of aggression.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna pitch this to him. I'm gonna say, if you would have us, we would like to protect you during that meeting with the Sovereign. However, our presence there might automatically denounce you as an enemy. I'm just gonna kind of wait to see what they say about it.
Leader understands. He says that if you would want to be in the city during that time that they welcome your presence in the city, and if you think that being present at the meeting itself would be detrimental, then there are ways of making you present but not seen.
Post up in the nearest bar.
Yeah, we'll post Kamat's. She can hang out at the closest bar next to the palace or whatever.
Little do you know, she's at every bar.
She's already. Yeah, she's probably already there. She's went
already
ahead.
been to every bar.
She's the master of pre-gaming.
Right.
I think that I should, at least gain that knowledge of what bar is closest, considering my preface to the year that I've spent here is.
There you go.
Yeah, you already know.
The local
place.
bar.
You're like, oh man, they got some great happy hour specials. This is gonna be awesome.
All right, what do you guys think? We could disguise ourselves during the meeting, I guess, or should we just hang out in the city and surprise them if they do something? Because if we're at the meeting, there's a chance that they notice us.
We should have a security force at the temple too.
Right. There's a very good chance they'll sense us there.
Right.
Yeah.
There.
I guess I'll return to the temple then and just kind of keep watch there.
Okay.
And use my sense to see if I can get any closer to a deeper connection to the Force like the specialness of this place.
That makes sense.
Deep
And-
meditation.
I know. And find out what's up with it.
Yeah.
Should I roll Destiny or?
Roll. Let's see. So they're off doing their communication, and you're back at the temple with your masters. I'll just roll your force die. This will be one roll for like the day. Okay. So you have the choice of using. You'd gain conflict. You'd use a light side destiny point, but you can tap into the dark side for what you're trying to do here.
I mean, my conflict's pretty low. Nah, not for right now. Maybe I'll try again in a bit.
Right.
Like next day or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're not really getting much aside from you feel the dark side pull at you, and so you can make that second check at another time, but are the rest of you? So who's out of the temple and who's currently at the temple? Is Kalar alone at the temple?
I would have also stayed at the temple
Okay,
to
so
avoid the
you two-
crowds.
Yeah, you two are at the temple still.
Okay.
And then
Kamatsu's at the bar.
There you go.
Kamatsu is currently at the bar outside of in the town, while Baran and Nikanis and Magnus are making their communication. You're actually at the bar with Tommy, who's a very sullen drunk, and Alano is.
I ignore him wholeheartedly.
Nice.
That is a smart move.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm thinking that after we cut off communication,
Mhm.
I'm thinking that we should probably go to the. Is it a capital or is it just a city? Like they're in
It's a
provinces or
large
something?
city. It's like considered as Chicago. It's
Okay.
not like where the planet senator lives, but it is a major
Okay.
city with major government presence.
Okay.
And Nikanis tells you that the sovereign would probably they're probably coming in with like an initial force of just a few
Right.
ships plus a representative.
Mhm.
And if they sense that there's gonna be like rebellion, then that force would leave, and then the actual like army would come in, or the navy.
Right.
But the city that you're close to would definitely have representatives from the sovereign show up.
Oh, okay. So they come to that city.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Or alternatively, there is the option of just having a larger meeting among all the sovereign leaders and all the planet leaders via.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking if we go to the city,
Mm-hmm.
and we probably want to talk to them more about what kind of, just in case it comes down to it, what kind of response they have,
Right. Yeah.
so we can make sure it's at least coordinated and we have a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever we can do to help in that plan. So,
Yeah.
I mean, as I unless anyone else want to do anything else, I'm thinking we just go there.
Okay.
All right. I would still let you get there within the 1 day's travel.
Okay.
You have a couple. You have the use of a few speeders from this town. Like
Okay.
they'll let you. They'll take you into the city. No problem.
Okay.
So anyone who wants to be in the city now can be.
Okay.
If Jay and Keller would still be at the temple, then that's fine as well.
Have been, man. Have been.
We have been.
Yeah. So you get to the city, and you spend the night. Baran, Magnus, and Kamatz, you can do whatever your characters would be doing for that night. I know Kamatz will be dropping those like flies. Kamas's drinking is so legendary that you actually gain like renown in the local group of drunks.
Excellent.
Ne'er-do-wells. You make a lot of friends and a couple of enemies that night.
Yeah.
None of them you remember the next morning.
Nope.
And
Can I make a resilience check to remember one?
Sure, yeah, go ahead. With the amount that you're drinking, that'll be at least 3 difficulty.
All right.
Wow, that is a flat wash. Nope. That roll is your mind when you wake up.
I have no particular feelings about this whatsoever.
Although the hangover isn't as bad as you've had before, so it must have been some good booze.
Yeah. I pop open another whiskey bottle and keep going.
Yeah. The morning breakfast.
Yeah.
Josh, make a force check for me.
No, dang it.
Nice.
Terrible.
Josh,
The
when you
dark
wake
side
up,
is strong today.
you
I can't hear
wake
you.
up with the dreams and visions of that that corrupted being that was sitting at the pilot's helm of the ship. But this time you sense that it is close. And this time in your dream, you see it looking at you again, but it's not. It's more of like looking through you this time. And you get a sense of its mind a little bit, and you see in its mind just stars and stars and stars, almost like the entire galaxy.
There's so many stars. Know your stars.
And then you wake up with the start.
I'm going to immediately wonder what time it is.
It's pretty early in the morning.
Okay.
What is morning when we're floating through space?
Hey,
Or
hey.
nowhere?
I don't need that drunken babble around here, okay? Oh, don't die, Kamats.
You good there?
She
Need a
can't
moment?
handle that morning whiskey.
Yeah, really.
Or she needs extra.
You all right there?
Good. Okay.
Doing great. Yep. Doing great.
Okay, good.
I knew I was going to keep sneezing, so I decided to mute myself there.
Nice.
All right.
Morning allergies and that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll just mess around until the meeting starts.
Okay.
Or whenever they're ready for us to
Meet me in the bar.
You remember the data from like how far away they were? The distance would have been about 2 days. So you think to yourself, you have like an extra day here before they show up on planet. So you're doing whatever it is you're doing, about halfway through the morning. But sirens start going off in the city, and you see a capital ship drop out of hyperspace above the city.
It can't possibly be them. It has to be somebody else. Is it a triangle shape?
There you go. I disbelieve.
It is a Republic ship, former Republic ship, now sovereign ship. And Greg and Jack.
I'm sure it's not separatist, right? It's not.
No, definitely
You
not
sure?
separatists.
Yeah, all right.
It is definitely
Great.
sovereign.
I'm gonna. Are these guys around?
I mean, if y'all would have been together in the morning, then yeah.
Are you
I'm
getting
okay
breakfast
saying
at the
yes.
bar?
Mats is probably
Yeah,
already at the bar.
We'll all meet Kamats at the bar
Okay.
in the morning. That's what we're doing all morning.
Pancakes.
Yeah, Mats wakes up. It's like this diner has the best breakfast
Yeah, that's what we'll do, and then
So that's
the ship will
where
come
that's
in.
where
I'm gonna freak out, and
everyone
I'm gonna tell everyone that we need to get to the like the government officials now.
goes.
I'm prepared to start running to the whatever city hall or whatever.
Yeah, sure. The sirens that were going off initially, they
That's fair.
nice. They're turned off after like a minute or two, and when you come up to the government building, you get the sense that it was just a panic because the government agencies weren't expecting their arrival so soon either.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, you get the idea that like, holy shit, how did they get here that fast?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will politely ask if the senator I was talking with or whoever I was talking with is available.
Yeah. You can go into their office and
Okay.
they tell you that they've received communication from the sovereign, and that there is a hollow meeting planned, basically in like the next 20 minutes.
Oh.
So they're like, everyone in the government agencies is scrambling. They're like,
Okay.
these guys dropped in out of nowhere, and they just expect to have my time immediately. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this. He's just like in a panic,
Sure.
basically.
Who's good at deception?
I mean, I have a rank, but I think that what's his name? Jay has more.
Oh, Jay. Well, Jay's not here.
I've got 2 ranks and my cunning is 3. So
Yeah. But
So I
neither
guess-
of us are probably there, so
no,
Yeah,
I'm at the temple.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Kamatsu, you're here, right?
No, I'm at the bar.
Would
Oh, you
you,
I'm
still at the bar.
saying-
You didn't run out. Oh man. All right.
I didn't know that. Come on.
Okay.
You're in the bar as like the alarms go off, and everyone at the bar / diner is kind of like going in a little bit of a panic themselves. Those alarms haven't gone off in a long, long time, basically since the Clone Wars, and you just people settle down when they're turned off, but everyone's still heavily on edge.
All right.
Just a little
I'm
bit
not
of info
gonna-
for you. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like rally them to arms quite yet, so I'll wait on that.
Okay. For the hollow meeting, as long as we're not like sitting in one of their chairs or whatever, we're not going to be on the screen,
Right. Yeah.
so they won't know that we're there.
Mhm.
Magnus, do you want to watch it too, or do you want to do something else?
No, I'm gonna watch it too.
Okay. I guess we'll just wait for this meeting. We'll just stay in the background and just kind of watch what plays
Mhm.
out.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll radio, or because we have communicators, right?
Yeah.
I'll bring up a communication back to the temple on I guess I'll load up. I'll try and get a hold of Kaylor.
In order to reach the temple, you basically have to
Uh-huh.
go to the ship's comms and hope that someone is paying attention to that. Because you don't have long range communications that'll go to.
So we don't have it at the temple.
Yeah. Right.
Shoot. Okay.
So remember,
All right.
you had in order to talk to the government guys, you have to go to the nearest town.
Right. Okay. Never mind. I won't do that then. I guess we'll just wait for the meeting.
All right. All right.
Hopefully, you guys get that there's a big triangle in the sky and you know what's going on.
We'll get back
There's
to
pie
that.
in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The government official ushers you into their like hollow meeting room.
Okay.
There's a couple of chairs for people to sit off to the side. There's like a
Sure.
like an aide who sits next to you and Magnus, and Alano who's there as well.
I want to tell Magnus real quick.
Yeah.
I hope Kamatsu is getting enough to drink right now.
For all of you.
Yeah.
Okay. The meeting starts, and Josh, you see the representative from the ship beamed into the hologram, and you see several other Devaronian officials from other cities, including the former senator, who no, they would have been let go at that time. The former senator who is on planet, who's also on one of the holograms. Speaking with the official who's in person, the person who's from the Sovereign.
Yeah.
You recognize him. It's Quinlan Voss.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Roll. Actually, you know what? Question for Colin.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll put this on Whisper, actually.
People on Twitch will see this, just FYI.
Yeah.
So whatever you're saying incompetence is not really going to be incompetence. But
just as long as the players don't.
I respect the effort.
It's like, what are we gonna know?
Yeah. There's no secrets here, right, guys?
Never.
There you go. So yeah, you recognize this is Quinlan Voss. You remember that he stood with Anakin during the Sovereign Rebellion. And so he's basically Anakin's right-hand man, from what you know. And whoever, for whatever reason, this place must be important to the Sovereign if Quinlan Voss is here in person.
Sure.
He shows up, he gives a greeting to the rulers of Devaron, to the government agencies, and he tells them that he will be touching down in the capital city, and that there will be sovereign representatives touching down in each of the major cities, including the one that you're in approximately 2 hours, to talk over the immediate surrender and capitulation of the planet to the Sovereign. And that's pretty much the gist of the entire conversation there.
Sounds a very one-sided conversation, but okay.
Mm-hmm. The meeting ends. Each official had given a greeting as well to Quinlan. They spoke briefly of the logistics of the meeting, but nothing else really. Once the meeting ends, the government officials just kind of hand to his forehead. This is worse than I thought. I didn't think that they would be so heavy-handed with surrender. I mean, we're not even putting up any sort of fight yet. Why do they talk of surrender immediately?
Because they assume you're already against them.
Why would we be against them? I mean, I can understand the Sovereign Rebellion was a bit, heavy-handed perhaps, but most of us on the planet just want to get along with our lives.
I'm sure Master Voss doesn't see it that way.
Well, we'll see what their terms are when they come down to the planet, I suppose.
All right, so Magnus, I need a small meeting here.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's say we tell them that they shouldn't come. They shouldn't allow them on the planet. How good do you think you and everyone else are in a starfighter if we need to do that?
In a starfighter?
Yeah, because I'm gonna say I'm not doing that.
In a starfighter.
Yes, starfighter.
Let me double check that.
Okay, just
To pilot or with,
yeah,
what exactly?
no. Piloting planetary and space.
Okay, so if we were to go with that hypothetical thing,
Yeah.
my pilot planetary is 5 green.
Damn.
My pilot space is 4 green and 1 yellow.
So you probably are good to go for this mission.
I'm okay.
Okay. All right.
Just okay.
Hold on. What's my gunner? Still not good. I'm not good at any of that. What do you think is the best thing to do right now? Because I'm kind of leaning towards telling them that they shouldn't even let them on the planet. Like, we should just get their military around and fight. Hello?
Yes.
Hmm? Hello?
Who are you talking to?
Magnus!
Yes.
He's thinking.
Are you that deep in thought? I know this is
No.
a tough question.
Ask me one more time.
Okay. Should we tell them that they need to fight right now?
Right now? Are we
Right
prepared
now.
for that?
Yes.
Are we
Well,
prepared
because-
for that
because
right
of-
now?
Yeah, because if they, because I'm assuming if they don't fight right now, they're just going to come down and, I mean, it's going to be, they're going to have their forces deployed everywhere. I guess at least right now they're on the ship.
Yeah, but they can still deploy in
They could.
not that long.
Yeah.
And
Right.
same results.
Well, according to what's his name, Akanas Tasu, he thinks that they're just gonna if we put up a fight, they're just gonna retreat and then come back with a bigger force. So it's kind of like either way we're screwed. Between a rock and a hard place.
That is true. I
Well,
say
not
let's fight.
completely, because they don't. All they want is the temple.
So you're thinking like we should just give it to them?
Let's just go. Yeah.
If we can give them the temple, and it'll be the least amount of casualties to these people.
Yeah. Like, do you think we should just negotiate it?
Yep.
Then what happens when they say like we don't want just the temple?
Then fire them.
Well, we don't have that discussion. Here's the thing: we don't have that discussion. We just leave,
I mean, there is always that.
and they can just take the temple.
But
And they can't ask us for anything else if we're already gone.
yeah, but we're still leaving these people to deal with it though. And that's kind of the whole. I don't know. I think that's where
Well,
Kamatsu and I were like, nah, we don't want to do that because
I don't think that that they have gone so far as to harass people for letting the Jedi exist on a planet.
Well,
I don't know. I'm sure that once they found out that they were helping us, they probably wouldn't be very kind to them. I mean, because if they're always at a ready to attack us because we're Jedi.
This is all metagaming anyway.
Yeah,
Y'all are
it very much is.
hundreds of.
You know what? I think I'm going to leave. What we need is the wise wisdom of Kamatsu while she's drunk.
well,
I've
is she
started-
drunk enough?
I've started running back to the temple. Not that y'all know that, but
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, jeez. All right, Magnus, I need some help here. What are you thinking?
Well, I will always vote for least amount of casualties.
I'm going to talk to what's the guy's name? The leadership here.
His name is
Throw a name out.
Kamba.
Cambo.
Kamba. He's Minister Kamba,
All right, Kambo.
specifically.
Minister Cambo. Would you feel confident enough for the government to ask the sovereign if they're just here for the temple, and if they say yes, to give them just the temple, and we will leave.
He thinks on this for a moment. I mean, if he speaks up, if the sovereign, if all they're looking for is the temple on the planet, then I suppose we can let them stay there. But I mean, the temple has been part of the Jedi tradition for thousands of years. The history there, is that something that you'd be willing to just give up?
If it meant that everyone else on the planet was protected, then yes, I would.
Yes, because if they bombard the planet, then that probably be lost also, with countless lives.
I suppose that is a good point.
The alternative here is that we put up a fight.
Let's listen to their terms and see what it is that they want here. If it's agreeable, then we can make do.
Sorry, Kamatsu is ready for a fight.
I appreciate your sacrifice if you're willing to make it, but until we know what they'll ask of us, we cannot make any decision.
All right, we'll just wait for that then.
All right. So, Kamatsu, you get to the government building where everyone else is, before a good amount of time before the next meeting is supposed to take place. You do see the ship in not quite an atmosphere, but above the planet. Definitely a sovereign ship. And you think back to the data that you had grabbed from the computer from the relay, and you're thinking like, how the hell that was so far away? How the hell did they get here that fast?
How did they get here that fast? So am I outside the temple? Am I meeting up with?
You can be inside the government building with. Wait, are you going to the temple, or are you going to where Baron and Magnus are? I thought you were in the city with them.
I was actually. Well, how far is the temple from here? Is it practical for me to get there on foot?
The Jedi temple is a day's travel via air speeder from the city.
Yeah, I would head to the government building then.
Okay,
to meet them.
Yeah, so you get there pretty quickly, and they let you into where Baron, Magnus, and Minister Cambo are speaking.
So I'll go up to what is it? Baron? Is that
Baron
Josh's character?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go up to Baron and I'll say, I think it's time for us to fortify this temple. We need to figure out what they're up to and why they're doing these, why they're hitting these specific planets. And I think the only way to do that is to study this temple.
Very well. Shoot. I'm going to ask Senator Cambo.
Mm-hmm.
Senator, do you have any long-range communication device that we can borrow so we may communicate with you from the temple?
He nods. He nods at his aide and just says, "It can be done. We can connect to your ship as well if you have a ship nearby the temple."
We will be in. Well, I'll tell him. I'll explain that we're going to go back to the temple, and we're probably going to be in meditation, trying to study the temple and see if there's anything we can do from there.
Sure.
So
right.
It would be much easier if we had a long-range communication device inside the temple.
All right. Yeah, he nods to the aide, and the aide runs off, and you can tell that it'll get done. You can get something that you'll be able to use.
All right. I'm thinking let's get back to the temple then and start working on that while they handle the politics.
Okay. So you guys are going back to your speeder and heading straight back to the temple. Is that the case?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. the meeting takes place while you're up in the air, and after the time that the meeting had been assigned to, you get a communication from the long range unit that was provided to you. Because as you leave, the aid brings out something that you'd be able to use at the temple. Little self-contained unit with like its own battery pack that lasts for however long the plot demands it.
That sounds good.
And you get a communication while you're on your way back to the temple. And Minister Cambo tells you their terms are actually very strict in the sense that it looks like they intend to use the planet as a major base for the Sovereign. Like, this is going to be, like, they would be preparing for something. And although, again, like, access to the resources of the planet isn't specifically outlined, the terms of the surrender would basically give the Sovereign full control over the planet and everything that happens on it.
Okay. I'll ask him what his response is to that. Like, what are they planning?
He says that the like he discussed it with the other rulers on the planet. Mm-hmm. The senator is in agreement with them as well, and they're considering revolt at this point. Because their planet and the if you recall a little bit of their Devaronian culture, they specifically worked throughout their entire history to keep the jungles and the natural beauty of the planet pristine. Mm-hmm. And the jungles of Devaron factor heavily into like a sort of coming of age deal with the males, with the male Devaronians who all go on some sort of like self-discovery journey in the jungles during their lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they're scared as to what would happen if they were to give up control. He does say that they do hold the Jedi in high regard. So if you have anything specific that you would like tell them to do, they would take it into great consideration. Even if you tell them that surrendering is the best option, they would take that into consideration.
Okay. I want to tell him that many of us fought in the Clone Wars, so we're not against fighting them. If he could send over a manifest to give me an idea, or to give us an idea of kind of their forces, we can come up with a plan to rebel if they're okay going down that road.
Sure. He says they're drawing up like what the planet has in regards of militia forces and resources, and they will gladly send you information on that as well, as distributing it to the government agencies.
How long did they give you to respond?
They said that they have one day basically to respond.
All right, if we're all sitting down, I'm gonna stand up and just kind of close
my eyes.
We're in
the speeder. Sit down.
You're in the airspeeder. It's enclosed. It's enclosed, so it's not like.
Okay.
I'll stand up. I'll close my eyes. I'll close.
Yeah.
Kind of fold my arms. I'm gonna say, "We strike and we strike now. This is nonsense. I don't want to hear anything else about this. They're not gonna take this planet, and I'm not gonna let it happen."
Magnus, calm down. Cannot let emotions overcome us.
I am done being calm. I've been calm for far too long.
We will strike them. We must be smart about it, though. I'm trying to get him to sit down. You gonna sit down?
Yeah,
Magnus?
I will.
Okay. Okay.
Only because you said it.
Okay. All right.
Like,
All right.
All right.
I'm in the speeder, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
You're
yeah.
there with him.
Okay, I'm gonna speak up and be like, he has a point though. We do need to deal with this.
Well, are we going to the temple or are we going to strike?
we should go to strike. We should tell them, hey, this is going to be our answer, and we just give it to them.
We need to do both because we need to
That's
protect
true.
whatever's in the Jedi Temple, but we also need to make sure that we are fortified against these people.
Speaking
Okay,
of the Jedi Temple, I need to
yeah.
give me a quick second. I'm going to go back to Kaller and Jay, who have been sitting very patiently for quite a while. I will. Let's see. So it's the next day. You'll get another chance to do a sense check and see if you can determine what about the planet, what about the temple is specifically attracting the sovereign.
Can we meditate together to actually combine our force pool to maybe get a better chance?
You have sense as well, right?
Yeah,
Correct? Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
I have coordination, if that helps.
Not particularly.
What, do you like hold
but-
hands or something?
So you two and the two masters are can all meditate together, and I'm gonna have one of you roll your force points, and if you get a light side point, I will consider it as like everyone getting access to light side.
well, I'll try since I at least have 3 dice.
Mm-hmm.
You okay with that, Jack?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it!
You have failed me.
That's the most
There is
amazing roll I've ever seen.
always.
You have failed me for the last time.
I will accept the conflict to the strain to
Okay, so you're using a
to
destiny.
finally figure this out.
Okay, so you're using a destiny point. Go ahead and click on that. All right. And you are taking the conflict and the strain,
Yep.
and everyone gets a very foreboding sense of chaos that kind of flows right through you. You can't tell. It takes quite some time to gain any sort of knowledge from it. You're like, what is this flow? What's going on? Where is it going? But eventually, after several hours, going to have each of you take 3 strain damage from the use of the dark side here.
3 more strain.
Yeah,
All 5 of us.
the people who are meditating.
Oh.
Because this happens to those guys, but you do sense after a great amount of time, you get a sense of the flow that around you might seem chaotic, but on the scale of the galaxy, it is going in one direction.
Oh, fun.
Like on the scale of like the temple, it is, going every which way. But as you get the bigger picture, you sense that on planet it's going in a specific direction. Even on the scale of the galaxy, it's going in a specific direction. So that's the knowledge that you gain from this meditation.
I assume we all gained this knowledge
Yes.
since.
Yeah. So the two masters and Kaller and Jay all exit meditation, sweating and shaken, but you all sense pretty much the same thing, so you get the same idea there.
This isn't good.
Roll.
No.
What? Oh. Kaller, Jack, roll a force die for me. Actually,
Two
no,
of them,
not
since-
a force die. Roll a. Give me a perception check. Greg, give me one too as well.
Oh, sure.
Perception.
This is going to be
Perception.
3 difficulty.
Okay. 3 difficulty.
Damn.
I see everything else.
Why do you have those? Why do you have that?
What I meant.
Set back on. Here, let me set this for you. Actually. Okay.
Oh,
bring the
purple.
black die. Yeah, bring the black die down to 0, and bring the purple die up to 3.
Mhm.
Roll again.
Okay.
Round 2.
Okay. So neither of you get the thing that I was conspicuously well.
How about the
Dune,
masters?
Yeah. You have some advantage. Is there something that you want to use for that?
If you have something in mind, go for it, because I got nothing right now.
Okay.
Advantage for what now?
I was
That I can recover some strain.
You can if you want. Otherwise, I would say, let's see here. I'll do a check for the masters. I'll just do 1 check.
Use my advantage to buff them.
Sure. Like, Pablo Jill notices that, let's see here. He remembers that there is a sensor on the ship and decides at this moment it would be a perfect time to take a quick look to see if there's anything going on. That's going to be your advantage.
So a bug.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
Pablo Jill comes out of the ship. You see him walking out of the ship, and he tells you both, as well as SWRPG, the other master, that you're going to have company soon. With the 3 advantage, I will give you the information that he does know that it's specifically going to be a sovereign ship that is on its way to the Jedi Temple. It is a smaller ship, not like a full capital ship, but obviously they already know the specific place of the Jedi Temple and are coming for it for some reason that you cannot tell. And at this point, I am going to leave it off for the night in preparation for our next session in 2 weeks, hopefully.
Sounds good.
All right, everyone. Have a good night, and we will begin again with session 4 when the Sovereign comes down to the planet. Have a good night, everyone.
Take care.
May the
Good night.
Force be with you all.
Good night.